life itself is pretty complex. I feel like we just kind of expect. We expect. All throughout life, we expect to get that good grade. We expect to get that girlfriend. We expect to have good things happen to us. But there comes some sort of entitlement when you start to expect things from other people, And it kind of makes you feel like you're better than them in a way. It kind of makes you feel like you do things for other people, so that means you should get something in return. But what I'm coming to realize is that, like, it's not even about, like, the good things that I do for other people. It's not even for them. At the end of the day, it's really for me, because I'm a good person, and good people do things for other people. So there's going to be some times where you don't get anything in return. And there's going to be times where you do get something, and you're going to... Look, let me just go back a little bit. All right? In order to... Giving is the same thing as receiving. A lot of the times we feel like we have to match the person's energy who gives us this, or our energy should be matched, but really, when you do something good for somebody, you're planting a seed within yourself. A seed of happiness. Or maybe even it's doing something that you don't want to do, right? I got to go pick my sister up from school, right? I don't necessarily want to do that, but I know that it needs to be done. I know that they need to get home. So you just go out and do that thing, and that's a good seed that you planted within your heart, within yourself. So the next time that you feel that you've been doing things for other people and you're not being received of that energy, remember that it's okay to not being received of that energy. Remember that it's okay to not receive things sometimes, because your blessing is on the way already. A lot of the times people remember the good things that you do for them, they just don't act on that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times that, I'm just going to use, if you have a pet for an example, if you have a pet, your pet will continue to show you that abundant love, that unconditional love, simply because they know that they know that you're taking care of them. You know what I'm saying? They know that you are always there for them. And yeah. Obviously, if you keep showing somebody the same thing, you're going to want to expect that thing to happen. I feel like that's a little different than expecting to receive gifts all the time, expecting people to treat us a certain way, expecting other things. But I feel like it's up to us to really stop expecting so much. But when we are so attached to these things, when we're so attached to whatever's outside of us, that's when we lose our power. That's when we start to feel like we're not worthy enough of the life that we're trying to create, or the goals that we're setting for ourselves. That's when we feel like we're not enough, because you do so much good things for somebody and then they just go leave. Or you're so kind to the world, you're so kind, but one bad thing happens and you feel like you're not shit. And it kind of hurts me to think like that, because you should try to have less attachment. Free your mind from these worldly things, man. Free your mind from the phone. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our overthinking comes from social media. You know what I'm saying? We get caught up in the likes and the follows and the Snapchats and shit. Motherfuckers think they got so much ego with having 100 streaks or having a lot of Instagram followers, but that doesn't really bring anything into this life. Obviously, yeah, it can give you different things, materialistic things, but then when you go out into the world, you're expecting other people to do things for you, but you don't want to do things for other people too. It all comes full circle. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be some times where you don't get shit back. But you have to remember the seeds that you're planting. You have to remember that you're a good person, regardless of what happens. There's going to be people who do you wrong. There's going to be people who don't see your vision. There's going to be people who just don't value you. But you're the one who gives value to yourself. You're the one who needs to expect more from only you. I feel like that's the only thing that you should expect from yourself. But even when you're expecting things from yourself, when you have a bad day or you don't do the thing that you're expecting yourself to do, I feel like you need to give yourself some leeway to let yourself down a little bit, to be patient with yourself. Treat yourself like a human being. Don't treat yourself like a robot. You know, I think that's how that self-love works. That's what self-love is being patient with yourself. Just as you are with your dog, just as you are with your best friend, just as you are with anything. Whatever you have patience with, that thing will grow. But I feel like I'm getting kind of off topic. You know, there's a lot of things that can go wrong with expecting things. But there's beauty in not expecting anything. The present moment. You know, there's beauty in not knowing when you're gonna get your next blessing. There's beauty in not knowing when or what could be. But it's not about not having expectation, but being optimistic that good things can happen. You know, I'm not trying to say don't expect good things to happen to you, but to stop expecting also the bad things to happen to you. It requires the same amount of energy to think something good, to think something bad. It requires the same amount of energy. You know what I'm saying? And when you go out into this world, be optimistic. Know that good things can happen to you. But don't go out into the world expecting them, because you're gonna go back home missing the blessings. You gotta stay present, practice mindfulness, and just be a good person to yourself. And there's gonna be times where not everybody deserves your kindness, your words, your affection, your attention. You know, they don't really deserve you all the time. And other people are gonna show you that through their actions. But all the bad things that that people have done to me, it didn't make me any less of a beautiful person. You know, it was just simply letting me know that I can't keep giving myself to people who don't even want their cup to be filled. How can you pour from an empty cup? Your cup becomes empty when you pour it and nobody's giving you that water back. Your energy is not being reciprocated, I mean. You know what I'm saying? So the next time that you feel that you're not worthy, or you know that the good things don't happen to you, remember that you woke up today, first. And second, don't let what other people do, you know, make you any less of a beautiful person. You're a beautiful soul. You can accomplish anything, you can achieve anything, you can attract anything. We're here to create. You know what I'm saying? I hope this video really helped you. Stop expecting so much from other people. Stop expecting you from others.